Welcome back to Florida International Dynasty. If you missed last episode, go ahead and check it out. We finished the regular season. We had some pretty close games, but we are here in the conference championship, the ACC conference championship, in our first year in the ACC. We finished the year 12-0, 8-0 in conference play, so that gives us the right to be in this ACC championship. And I believe that either win or lose, obviously I want to win or lose, we are in the college football playoff anyways. As you see, the box means automatic qualifier, so I believe that means we automatically qualify. If we look at the other teams' records, I think that means we have the first round bye locked, which is awesome. So that means we don't have to play in the first round, but obviously, we have the task at hand going against SMU in this conference championship. But before we do that, obviously, we're going to be doing some recruiting. First, last episode, we got a few commits. We're also it's not looking good for some of these commits. Obviously, we're behind on some of these guys and other stuff. So, yeah, I'll do this off screen and I'll update you guys on the recruiting board. All right, updating the recruiting board. We are starting to pull out on some of these guys that we have no chance. Jason Bond, I'm still holding out. I don't think we're going to get him, though. I withdrew 50 points from Darren Finnegan. We weren't going to get him. Our hard sell just isn't good enough. And Matt Cager, we don't know his hard sells. And plus, we're not going to be able to compete with Ohio State and Michigan from behind. So, fortunately, we did have to withdraw from some guys, but we are still going after guys we were going after, and we added a few guys. Hugh Duck, we are hard selling. Aspirational goals A+, A+, B+. That should be a very good hard sell. Hopefully that keeps us ahead of Arkansas and Syracuse and these other teams. Jason Byam, like I said, don't think we're going to get him, but I'm holding on, and you never know. Shamir Warrior, we are throwing 50 on. 3-star gem D tackle. Hopefully we can start to pull away from Northwestern here. Larry Wooden, we're also tossing 50 in. Currently his only offer, so figured let's toss 50 on him. He has 83 speed, 80 catching. We'd be our fastest tight end, I believe, immediately. We're hard selling on Jimmy Craver. South Carolina withdrew their scholarship offer. South Carolina withdrew their scholarship offer, so that means we're the only team currently that has a scholarship for Jimmy Craver, and we're hard selling. Hopefully we can get him. And then we found another gem quarterback, Emmett Jordan, 3-star pocket passer gem, 92 throw power, 81 medium accuracy. 92 throw power on 3-star is pretty rare, so I'm definitely going to be going after him. We're throwing 50 on Kevin Averill because Carnegie will be a senior this year, and I figured just get the punter right now and get it over with so we don't have to worry about it next year. And then Dimitri Bigsby is a 4-star safety that currently nobody has any offers on him, so I figured why not? Let's offer him a scholarship, just toss 15 on him, see where that will take us. But yeah, we withdrew on Finnegan and Cager. We weren't going to get him. So that is the updates to recruiting. We have the biggest game of the season so far. We've had a lot of these. I keep saying that, but this is actually the biggest game of the year so far, and it is the game of the week. This is our third game of the week this year, and we're going against the SMU Mustangs, who I believe I think it might have been the first season they made the national championship and lost to Texas, I want to say. So they know what it's like to go to the final game, and we're looking to do that here this year, but SMU currently stands in our way for the conference title. Let's go ahead and jump into this game. Here we are, the ACC Conference Championship here at Bank of America. You got the FIU Panthers from Florida, and then you have the Texas SMU Mustangs. Texas versus Florida. I want to say two of the most biggest states with most people, I want to say. I believe so. Obviously California. But here we are, first season in the ACC, and we're already in the conference title. We're looking to keep this undefeated season going, but SMU is looking, with a win, gets them a guarantee in the CFP playoff. A loss, I don't know what that does for them, but doesn't matter what the loss will do for them. We want to see what the win does for us. So let's get this game going. All right, we're going to start with our moment here. 3rd down and 6. Jesus Christ, Burke's already really banged up. That's not good. All right, 3rd down 6. The slant to Stone is dropped. I apparently have to bullet that in there. So that's incomplete. All right, we got 3, but now SMU is driving down the field. They have a star quarterback here. And look at that. Look at all those blocks. SMU down to the 4-yard line. They also have a star quarterback, Ty Hawkins. I believe was up for the Heisman. I don't know. We haven't checked. But we'll start with a handoff in the middle. Look at all that space. Our defensive line just got shoved out of the way there. Nobody was even close to the SMU running back. And the Broncos will strike first. Or the Mustangs, sorry. Denton Caps with the score. All right, we got a touchdown of our own. We're now in the 2nd quarter, so we have the lead again. 10-7. Can our defense make a stop this time? Hawkins has time. Hawkins going to launch it deep down the field. He's got space, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown. SMU, that's a big pass play. We don't usually allow those. And Punga's in the end zone. I believe that was Daniel Cook, one of the sophomore corners. And if you missed the last few episodes, Jaja Boy's out for the year, our top corner. So we're looking for some other guy to step up. That's actually Elias who allowed the touchdown. All right, now SMU scored, so we're down by 21-10. This is our 2nd offensive moment. Can we get something going? We're going to fire that underneath Malik Clark. They're going to march come inches short. And we do get the field goal, but SMU's driving. This defense, which is usually very stingy, is not looking very good against SMU as they're going to run the ball again. This time we're all over that. Loss of 4, Juan Figures. It's another run. This time he's going to get more than loss of 4. He's going to get 10. Makes it 3rd down and 4. SMU's driving down the field right now. It's not looking good. 3rd and 4 outside of the running back. Big tackle. And that's going to force a SMU kick for field goal. They are from the left hash. Very close. This is prime miss range. And this time it's not a miss. SMU is going to go up by 2 touchdowns late in this 2nd quarter. And we got the 2-minute drill. At least the most points we've ever allowed in the first half. Because, man, it's a lot of points. 1st and 10. We have the 2-minute timeout. So we're going to run it with Carver to get some yards there before the 2-minute timeout. All right. 2nd down 6. We're going to motion Carver out of there. Oh, my gosh. Malik Clark burnt his man. Malik Clark makes the catch. Malik Clark touchdown. FIU. And just like that, we're going to make it a 4-point game. Malik Clark with his blazing speed. He dropped the pass similar to that against Miami of Ohio. This time he holds on. You cannot press this guy. If you press him, we're just going to launch it over your head. And Malik Clark had his step. And he takes it all the way to the house. Just like that, we respond. All right, it's a 4-point game now. But SMU is at our 43, 3rd down and 5. They're going to RPO. Come on, make the tackle. Elias made the tackle right before the 1st down marker. So SMU got no points on that drive, and now we are in the 13-yard line. We're looking to take the lead here. We're going to motion on our linemen. Look at Greg Carver. Good blocking by JoJo Stone. Make the nice block there. There's 1st and goal from the 2. It's a keeper with Awuzie, and they read that all the way. That's a loss. All right. 2nd and goal. Awuzie is going to roll left. Awuzie has the speed, and he's in the end zone. Just enough speed to outrun the SMU defense. And we're going to take the lead early in this 3rd quarter. Look at Awuzie. He's just pandering around at the crowd, and the SMU fans are not happy. But we are. Awuzie, this junior, with the scrambling touchdown. He's got a lot of those in his career. That's another one there, and that one is for the lead. All right, now we got to make a stop here on defense. They're going to go RPO on 3rd down and 12. All right. All right, so we jumped to the 4th quarter, where now it's 30-27. We're still up by 3 points. 1st and 10, we're going to start with a give. Lobato, look at that space. Lobato gets 6. Throw it back in the game. Look at that, we're going to run our own RPO. Look at Deion Briscoe getting the first, down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal, underneath, Briscoe. Down to the 1-yard line. What are we going to do now? Down at the 1. We're going to try the QB sneak here with Awuzie. Awuzie sneaks, and he's in! Touchdown, FIU! And we're going to extend our lead here to 10 points with this extra point. He's doing the dance. I don't know what that dance is called. Never seen that in my life for some reason. Game loves it. But I don't care what celebration you do as long as we're winning. And we are up 37-27 with another Awuzie rushing touchdown. All right, 4th down and 3. This would be a big stop from our defense. And they're going to pass it out of the backfield to the running back who makes the grab and gets the 1st down. And somehow we have the ball. All right, I'm not complaining. We have the ball somehow at the 38. We're going to pass it to Carver. Would have liked better blocks from Clark. All right, 4th and 1. Are we going to go for it here? We're going to let this clock go down a little bit. We're going to snap it. 4th and 1. Can we get it? Our own fucking lineman gets in the way. Of course. Jesus Christ. Now SMU, of course, scored a touchdown, so now we have to hold on. We're going to scramble with Awuzie. Awuzie's got space. Slide. Please get down. And he gets the 1st down. That's a big one. Now they're going to be loading the box here. Start the give to Kevin Bibbs. Can't really get anywhere on that. It's going to be loss of 1. 2nd down 11. Underneath, Stone. Gets 8. Now 3rd down and 3. What will we do? A 1st down effectively ends it here. This is for the game. What are we going to do? Malik Clark is wide open underneath. Just go down. And that will do it. Here at the Panther Stadium, I don't remember what it's called. And we're going to take a knee. And we have beaten SMU's close. It looked like SMU was starting to pull away. There we come back. Take the lead. SMU scores. Then we have to just get a few 1st downs to end the game. And we will end the game. And there we go. 1st year in the ACC. We win the conference title. That puts us 13-0 on the season now. Huge victory there. We say with his 2 rushing touchdowns. Look at that. We're celebrating with the ACC championship. Look at that. And we're all doing the thing we do after every game, which is this. So a huge win keeps our undefeated season going, and that means we have a 1st round bye. So that's good. That means we don't have to play in the 1st round. That means we are automatically in the quarterfinals. We'll check out stats. George Awuzie, 19 of 30, 267 passing yards, a touchdown. Rushing wise, Carver 16 carries, 62 yards, had a touchdown. Awuzie though had 2. Lobato 7 carries, 15 yards. Not really much of a run game today. Receiving Malik Clark though, 6 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown with that big 66-yarder. Briscoe 4 catches, 44. Stone also 4 catches, 44. Stone also dropped 2 passes. Burke and Daly with 16. Barker with 12. Carver with 2. Blocking, 1 sack allowed from Kylan Mew. Mukes, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sure it's just Mew. Tackles, Evan Elias with 9, Manny Alfonso with 8, Cameron Tuttle with 7. Look at the TFLs. It was 3 for Juan Figures, 1 for Noah Herrick. Sacks, only 1. It was Juan Figures. And it was Vernon Woodward with interception. Keenan LeBron also got an interception, so that maybe is why we got the ball at about midfield on that when they were driving down the field. When we look at pass deflections, Cameron Tuttle, Keenan LeBron, Jadiah Basiri, Evan Elias with 1. We had no forced fumbles, no block kicks, no safety, no defensive touchdowns. Kicking from Alex Spann today, he went 3 for 3, 4 for 4 on extra points. Carnegie, he averaged 48 yards per punt and 1 inside the 20. Briscoe, 1 kick return, 30 yards, punt return, average 13.5 yards per punt return. But that's a big win, and we are now in the college football playoff with a first-round bye and with a conference title underneath our belt. Huge win, and that's back-to-back conference titles for 2 different conferences. I don't think that's ever been done before. And there we go. We are ACC champions for the first time in our first year. I believe the first team to go to a new conference and win the conference championship, I want to say, was Arizona State in real life when they made the playoffs. So we are the second team to ever do that. And we are the first team to probably win back-to-back conference titles for 2 different conferences. So that's awesome. Updates to the recruiting. We are now first for Shamir Warrior, and we got locked out of Dimitri Bigsby. All of a sudden, every team wants him now, so we're not going to get him. And if you look, Jason Byam did go to Oklahoma State. Yeah, I knew that was happening. I probably should have just, pulled those minutes out, but I was hoping maybe somehow we have a miracle. But we don't get him. But we're now first, and we are in week 16. So we'll check out what happened around the nation here in the conference championships. So we had Missouri State versus Sam Houston in our former conference, and it looks like Sam Houston might be the team to beat now. They win 31-26 over Missouri State. You got the Pac-12 championship. You have Utah in a high-scoring shootout, win 48-45 over the Oregon State Beavers. Mountain West Conference title, New Mexico and Hawaii, they invert scores. New Mexico wins 42-24. We look at the MAC championship. This one was an absolute blowout. They stood no chance. 40-10. Central Michigan is now number 25. I don't know if that would be the best Power 5 team, or maybe it's not them. Arizona State wins 34-23. Hands Oklahoma State their first loss of the season. So that means Arizona State should be in the playoffs now since they won the Big 12. We look at the Sun Belt. Old Dominion won 27-17 over Troy. Oklahoma versus Georgia. Georgia wins 28-22. We look at the American Championship. It looks like UAB is probably the Power 5 team to make it in there because they finished 12-1, beating East Carolina 38-20. We look at the Big Ten Championship. Ohio State beats Oregon 40-21. You obviously know ours. We won 37-34. So that is the update of the conference championships. And since we have 14 coach skill points, I think we're going to go a little bit more in the recruiter here. We're going to go magnetic personality for DB, increase starting interest from DBs. I just feel like we're not getting a lot of defensive backs interested in us, like not a lot of corners or safeties. So I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to purchase this one. So that gives us 6 coach points left. All right, another update on the recruiting side. We got locked out of Cager. Obviously, we withdrew, so we weren't going to be in that race. But we are first for Larry Wood now. He's in his top 5. We are still the only team going after him. Same thing with Emmett Jordan. He's also in his top 5. We are still the only team to go after him. As you can see, Darren Finnegan locked us out. We weren't going to be able to out-recruit Bama or Clemson. So that is another guy that just goes somewhere else. And your 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Luke Kromenuk from Mississippi State. 4,300 pass yards, which is a lot. 27 touchdowns. Unless this guy's running for a lot, I don't know why he's the Heisman winner. Maybe a lot of yards does it, I guess. But it is true. We do get the first round bye, but we'll check out the CFP bracket. And we'll check out the first round. It's going to be Arizona State versus USC, Georgia versus Ohio State, UAB versus Indiana, and then Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State. So SMU does not make it, but it's Duke that gets the other first round bye. So it's Duke, us, Michigan, and Oregon all with the first round bye. So we will either face Georgia or Ohio State. Okay. Those are probably the two best teams in this playoff besides Oregon, like ratings wise, probably. I would have liked to be Oregon right now, so we have to face either UAB or Indiana, but so that's going to be a tough game in the quarterfinal. But for right now, we currently have no game this season. We're getting job offers, but I'm not going to look at them because we're going to stay here at FIU. All right, I talked about this earlier, but I was wondering if you guys think this is a good idea. I was wondering if once we win the because I think once we win the national championship here is I think when we might end the series. I don't know unless you guys really want to see us get one more season if we win it. But I'm thinking once we were done with FIU, I was thinking maybe in one of these off seasons we can, you know, go and take another job. Like we'll go into this whatever, and we'll see few job offers, and we'll take the next job offer and try to rebuild that team in this exact same save. So it'll keep all the history of FIU. It'll have FIU in the ACC, or we could just make a whole new save file, whole new world where FIU is still in the Conference USA. And we just do a different team and do the exact same formula here. Play a few games, few play the moment games, and then that'll be like an episode. But let me guys know in the comment section below if that's an idea you want. We'll check out the early National Signing Day, where we can start to see maybe some of these depth traits as there goes Byam to Oklahoma State. All right, since we got nothing going on, let's go ahead and check some of the depth traits of the 6 guys we signed. We didn't sign very many guys, but a lot of them were 4-stars, so I'm fine with that. We look at Tyree Riddick, the 4-star gem right tackle, has star development. That's not bad. Alexander Paxson, the 4-star corner, has only impact. Abdul Dunn, the free safety, only has a normal. Josh Ahmed also only has impact, but he's still a very good player in my opinion. 89 spec catch, 94 speed, 6'4". This guy's going to be a monster. He's kind of a Malik Clark, but we're going to have a lot more years of Ahmed. Jimmy Johnson has impact, 4-star D tackle, and then Alfonso has elite. There we go. First elite, 4-star gem will linebacker Alfonso. That's huge. That's huge. That's absolutely massive. So we added an elite dev. We still have to kind of see where these other guys are going. It's looking like we should probably get Quaver. We're going to get hopefully Jordan, Larry Wooden. Somehow Northwestern's overtaken us for Shamir Warrior. And if I take minutes off of him, I won't be able to put minutes back on, so I can't do that. Otherwise, I would hard sell. So that's the only really negative thing with the guys we're going after is that I can't change hours. I can only see what's going on. And we are still first for Hugh Duck. We have a decent lead over Syracuse. So that's recruits going well so far. If we look at the top classes, we are not even close to being the best team in the ACC with recruiting class. That's because we only have 6 commits, but they are all 4-stars. So as you see, a lot of teams are getting 4-stars. It's so far only Miami and Clemson that have signed 5-stars. We have a 5-star of our own in Cameron Tuttle. He's our only 5-star we've ever got so far. But, we have gotten some 4-stars. But so that's kind of where our recruiting class stands. All right, and we advance to next week where we will be playing Georgia in the Orange Bowl, Georgia. So we've had some unfortunate things happen. My headphones died in the middle of recording this video, so now I'm going to have to use my controller mic. So it's probably going to sound really bad, and the face cam's going to look, I'm going to look like an idiot because I'm probably going to have to hold it like this while playing so you guys can even hear me. So unfortunately, that's just something we're going to have to do for just maybe this game. If we lose, it's the end of the episode, but if we win, we'll continue going, and I'll continue talking like this and playing like this, like I've never seen a controller before. So hopefully you guys are are okay with this, this should just be only for this video. Hopefully for other videos, I remind myself to charge my headphones so this doesn't happen. But we have Georgia in the Capital Orange Bowl. This is a big game. This is the game of the week. Georgia has a 97 overall team, 99 offense, 94 defense. Of course, we had to face either Georgia or Ohio State. We couldn't face like UAB, like some of the other teams. But we do with what we're dealt with, and we're dealt with Georgia. But we'll see what happened across the other games. We see Arizona State lose to USC 31-28. Georgia blows out Ohio State 49-7. So that's not a good sign for us. Indiana beats UAB 38-17. Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma. That's a big rivalry there in the playoffs. So the quarterfinal matchups are USC versus Duke, Georgia, FIU, Indiana, Oregon, and then Oklahoma State, Michigan. So, yeah. I think let's check out All-Americans before we jump into this game. Let's see if we have any national All-Americans. You see the Heisman winner, Luke Romanek, there for the national quarterbacks. It looks like we do have one. Keenan Levrone is the national free safety, first team free safety. And then the second team, see if we have anybody there. We don't. What about freshman team? And we do. We have Alani Queen up there, a national freshman team there at edge. And first team is Ty Hawkins for the quarterbacks. Hopefully we do have one. We do have one. It's Keenan Levrone, obviously. Second team. See if we have anybody here on the second team. We do. Cameron Tuttle, the sophomore 5-star linebackers up there. And then our punter, Juan Carnegie. And then we'll look at the freshman team as we have right tackle, Eric Mayo. And then edge defender, Alani Queen. And that's it. So we did have a few All-Americans in the ACC and one at national. And now we can jump into this game against Georgia. It's the Orange Bowl. They have the worst record than us, but the records don't matter when they're a 97 overall. So this is going to be a tough game, so let's go ahead and jump into this game and play the moments. All right, the Orange Bowl at Hard Rock Stadium. If you remember, we did play in the stadium earlier in the year. We played Miami, and we beat Miami in Hard Rock. So we are 1-0 in Hard Rock. We're looking to make it 2-0 here against the Georgia Bulldogs, led by head coach Kirby Smart. I'm assuming he's still the head coach there. You never know. It's a video game. He could be in like fucking New Mexico State for some reason. But I want to say we are probably undermatched compared to this Georgia team. They have top recruiting class every single year. The best team in one of the best conferences. They're a 97 overall. This is going to be a tough game. Georgia's 11-3, but don't let that record fool you. They're still a very good team. We're looking to keep our undefeated season alive, and we're looking to go to the semifinals with a win today. All right, 3rd down and 7. Should probably grab a drink of water. My voice is starting to kill me. 3rd and 7 for Georgia. Can our defense get a step outside, and he steps out of bounds well before the first down marker. All right, we got our first moment here in offense. We're at the 12-yard line. We're going to start with a run. Carver only gets a yard. All right. 2nd and 9. Let's give me another run. Lobato. God, I would have liked a better block out there from Clark. He gets 6, so it makes it 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 3 from the 4. Can we strike first? We're going to snap the ball. We got the slant. It's behind him, and Crisco can't hold on. We're going to try it. We're going to see what happens here. 4th and 3. Hands off Lobato. Yeah, just fucking swallowed up. Great blocking from our line. Way to go, guys. And apparently we just skipped all the way to the 3rd quarter, so we don't even get to play the 2nd quarter. That's awesome, but it's 3rd down and 2. First down keeps this drive alive, and we're going to get it to Sean Burke there. Keeps the drive going. All right. 3rd down and 7. Look at that. They're pressing Clark. That's where we've been going on some of these situations there. As we're going to fire over the middle. Look at Stone getting open on the in route. First down, FIU. 2nd down and 8. We got pressured immediately there. Had to get that one out. That makes it now 3rd down and 8. We're going to motion Carver. And Awuzie's getting pressure. We're going to have to run. He breaks the sack. Awuzie breaks the sack. Oh, shit. He's in. Touchdown. Ty Hawkins. Or not Ty Hawkins. George Awuzie. Sorry, I was just talking about him. We get in the end zone. High rope the sideline guy. And sorry if I yelled in the mic. Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. I was just not expecting him to break the sack attempt. I thought I was going to run out of bounds there. It feels weird playing with the controller right in my face. But he gets in the end zone. Touchdown FIU. All right, we face a 3rd down and 10 now. What are we going to do? Oh my God, they're going to... Jesus Christ, they got there instantly, dude. I didn't even get time to even roll out. Holy shit, our offensive line got mauled that play. All right, and Span got the field goal, so that gives us a lead. This has been a very low-scoring game here. Merklinker, down he goes! Jadi Abasiri with the sack. Look to my left, make sure my Siri didn't go off, because I love to do that when I say his name. But makes the play. Makes the 3rd down stand. We're going to get the ball back. Now we're back on defense here, 3rd down and 5. Oh my God, I hate having to substitute players this quick. Outside, easy 1st down. All right, we take another big jump. Yeah, like, why is Adler in there, bro? 1st and 10, hand off. We need a stop here. We get one there. I don't like play the moments right now. Because we've got like 2 moments and we're already in the 4th quarter now. I have to stop them on defense. All right, well, we got to do with what we're dealt. 2nd and 10. They're going to get the pass off RPO number 4. He's going to get the 1st down. All right, now 1st and 10. Oh my God, how did I not sack him? And he completes that somehow. 1st down, Georgia. 2nd down and 7. Handoff again. We can't make the tackle. He breaks the tackle. Down to the 5-yard line. We're going to use another timeout. I don't think we're going to win this one, guys. It's just that they're running all over us. They're passing all over us. We got virtually no moments in this game. This just wasn't the game. Unless we get a strip sack fumble. Nope. And the dogs dig deep. That's what I heard. I heard Chris Fowler say that. It's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And the dogs dig deep. Nick Odell. That's probably the game. All right, they put us in here on a 4th down. Hopefully our offensive line can block it. They have 4 stars on the defensive line. We just need a block for a second. I didn't see that safety. I didn't see that guy sitting there. That's going to be the game, and that's going to be our season as well. And there we go. There's our season. We lose the 1st game of the playoffs, but of course we got either Georgia or Ohio State. I don't think it mattered who we played. We probably weren't going to have a very good shot at winning because Ohio State probably same overall as Georgia. It also didn't help. We got virtually 0 moments in this game on offense. And Georgia wins the Orange Bowl. Jake Merklinker, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns for the senior quarterback. And that is our season. Undefeated season comes to a close against Georgia. Honestly, I was surprised we even went 13-0. Honestly, I thought, I felt like this was a Cinderella season, honestly. I was honestly expecting us to struggle this first year in the ACC, maybe make a bowl game, get 6 or 7 wins, make a bowl game, but we exceeded my expectations. Georgia scored 21 points in the 4th. That's fucking awesome. And guess what? I got 1 moment. No, I might have got 2 moments that entire 4th quarter, and I couldn't do anything about it. Louisier, 17 of 40. Really good game from him. He's been pretty good all year, except for this game, because he with 42% of his passes. Had a touchdown rushing. Carver, 18 attempts, 79 yards. Louisier with a touchdown. Bibbs averaged 17 yards per carry on only 2 attempts. Receiving, Schomburg, 6 catches, 66 yards on a touchdown. Malik Clark caught our only passing touchdown. It's a 38-yard pass. Blocking, sack allowed from Trayvon Volk. Defensively, 8 tackles from Jet White, Alfonso Woodward with 5. TFLs, Abasiri with 2, Herrick, Lindstrom, Habart with 1. Herrick and Abasiri with the sacks. We got no interceptions. Pass deflections for Tuttle, Abasiri, and Elias. No forced fumble. No block kicks. No safety. No defensive touchdowns. Kicking. Alex Span went 1 for 1, 3 for 2 for 2 on extra points. Carnegie averaged only 39 yards per punt. A net average of 19. That's really, really bad. Briscoe averaged 27.5 yards per kick return. Stone returned 3 punts for 14. That is the game. The game also pretty much gave us no shot at winning that game. They gave us like 3 offensive moments and all defensive moments. It skipped the entire second quarter, and then pretty much skipped to the end of the fourth quarter. So the moments didn't help that either. Also note that we allowed 21 points to Georgia in the fourth quarter. So that's the season. That is the season there. All right, season comes to a close. It's a really good season. 13-0 or 13-1, conference title in the ACC. Look at our coach contracts. We tied the amount of wins we had last year. We didn't get a college football playoff win like we did last year, but still, I think now we can safely say that we made FIU. Hold on, I have to get water, bro. Jesus. But now I think it's safe to say that we've made FIU into a really good college football team. We have yet to win the national title. I wasn't really expecting it to win it this year. I wasn't expecting us to even make the conference title. This was a big surprise season for me. But yeah, it's been just an insane jump from 4-8. 2 years later, we make the college football playoff, win a college football playoff game. We win 13 games, 2 consecutive years. So I'm really proud with how well we built this team. And obviously, there's next year. But we'll check out the stats this year. George Awuzie had a completion percentage of 60. He threw for over 3,000 pass yards, 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. His deal breaker is pro potential, which, that's not very good. We don't have good pro potential. It's sitting at a C-. Danny Cornell came in a little bit, threw for 74 yards, threw 2 touchdowns. So if Awuzie does decide to transfer, maybe it's Danny Cornell time. We look at rushing. Greg Carver was our leading back, 205 carries, 976 yards, 11 touchdowns, 11 rushes of 20 yards. Derek Lobato, our backup, 103 carries, 465 yards, 6 touchdowns. Kevin Bibb, 70 carries, 343 yards, 7 touchdowns. Awuzie also added 8 touchdowns on the ground. Receiving, our leading receiver was Malik Clark, 54 catches, 1 yard shy of 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Deion Briscoe, 53 catches, 636 yards, 6 touchdowns. But it was JoJo Stone, the senior wideout, with 47 catches, 618 yards, and 8 touchdowns, which led the team. Sean Burke, another senior, 45 catches, 504 yards, 3 touchdowns. You see Carver got a few passing touchdowns for other guys. Blocking, sacks allowed, 7 was the most. So we didn't allow very many sacks, but to be fair, I was really just throwing the ball as quick as I can. Look at Eric Mayo. He allowed 0 sacks. Yeah, he did miss. I did play like 100 less snaps than some of these guys, but still didn't allow a single sack. So great year for him. Cameron Tuttle led our team with 90 tackles, the true sophomore 5-star linebacker there with 90. Evan Elias, 63, 56 for White, 51 for Woodward, 50 for Juan Figures. TFL numbers, 17 for Figures, 11 for Abasiri, 10 for Tuttle, 10 for Lindstrom, 8 for Herrick, 7 for Alani Queen. See some other guys there with 3. 8 sacks from Juan Figures led the team. Alani Queen with 5, and he only appeared in 10 games and was second on the team in sacks. So I think that's a great sign for him. Abasiri, 4 sacks. Lindstrom, 4 sacks, 2.5 for Herrick. Tuttle, Bardo had 1. Berkey had half a sack. Interceptions, 6 from Keenan Lavrone led the team. 4 for Jaja Boyd, who even missed 6 games. So he probably would have had, honestly, maybe 7. 3 for Woodward.
Two for Habart, Tuttle, Sterling, Jet White, Alfonso all had one. Touchdowns, we had no defensive touchdowns. 10 deflections from Cameron Tuttle. Forced fumbles, 2 from Woodward. No Herrick recovered 2. Block kicks, we had none. We had no safeties. We obviously had no defensive touchdowns. Alex Spann this year went 19 of 25. Not amazing. 76% field percentage is not great. Or maybe it's okay. I don't know. Bunting Carnegie was an All-American. 72 punts, averaged 48 or 45.8 yards per punt at 14 inside the 20. Briscoe led the team with most kick return yards. And JoJo Stone led the team with most punt return yards. So those are the stats for this year. Those are the final stats. So, yeah, those were the stats. And now we'll advance here to next week. And it looks like it's going to be Georgia and Oklahoma State. Georgia beats Duke by 1 point. Oklahoma State beats Indiana 28-20. So it's Oklahoma State versus Georgia. I honestly probably want Georgia to win to say, at least we lost to the national champions and not the team who lost in the national championship. So that made me feel a little bit better about the loss there if Georgia can win. And big update to the school. We're down to number 3. It's whatever. But we're now up to a 3.5-star school. We went from a 2-star school all the way to a 3.5. So we jumped up 1.5 stars. That's the biggest jump I think I've ever seen. So that gives us a lot more hours recruiting. Hopefully that helps us get some of these 4 stars that are, going to bigger schools. And we see coach stability is down to a B- somehow. With the coach prestige, we're up to an A+. So that is some really good updates to the team. And it looks like Georgia did win 34-6, wasn't even close. So Georgia is your 2028 national champions. At least we lost to the champions at the end of it. All right, and that will do it for today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Sorry if my mic died. That's my fault. I didn't charge it, and I keep forgetting to. So I've had to use my controller mic, which hopefully doesn't sound too bad. The face cam, I probably look stupid, but hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. Next episode of FIU Dynasty will just be the full off season. I don't want to make this a too long of a video, and plus I really don't want to hold my controller up like this for another hour. So I think we're just gonna have the off season be the recruiting one full thing. I didn't know how long this was going to be, so I didn't know if we were going to go to the national championship or anything, but we didn't. But we lost first round, but we had a really good season. We're now up to a 3.5-star school, so that's a big plus going into the offseason recruiting. But next episode we'll do players leaving, all that. The next video will be a Jets franchise video. That's also going to be a kind of a big video because it's the trade deadline there, but. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Florida International Dynasty, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.